Welcome to The Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. This is short and sweet. And I know some of these have really been they have really been what I really deal with on a daily basis. I know that sometimes I come to you with a lot of teaching so that you can learn new things about the branding and marketing world. And, I know that I come with that sometimes, but there are some seasons which we're going through right now where I share with you things that I absolutely deal with on a daily basis. And if there is something floating around in the air that I need to talk about, I'm going to talk about it. And today's subject matter talks about wokeness. That's WOKENESS. Wokeness. Okay? I will give you a few seconds to Google the word. Put it into your phone. Google it on your laptop. I'll give you 10 seconds to do that, and then you can tune back in. I'll hum while you do that. Okay, did you guys get to look it up? Okay, so now I don't have to overly explain. Everything is not a woke moment. Everything is not a woke moment. Sometimes people just want to enjoy their time. Sometimes people just want to enjoy the event. Sometimes, social media I'm talking about, they just want to enjoy the video. I was looking at a video on social media, and it was kind of a throwback video to all these different, I don't even say old school fruit, but fruit that you would have grown up with if you grew up in different countries in Africa, if you grew up in different areas of South America, the Caribbean, you would be familiar with some of these tropical fruits. And the video was well done. Short video, very to the point, but it was just talking about the experience. This individual was talking about their experience of tasting these different fruits. Okay? Somebody rolls up into the comments. First of all, let's not put a whole light on the negative first. Let's do the positive first. So many people in the comments were like, oh, this reminds me of when I grew up in this country, or when I miss my country, or I miss, Jamaica, or I miss Trinidad, or I miss Panama, or I miss, all of these people were like, oh, that makes me miss ... Okay? And I thought about it too, because all of the fruit that was showcased in the video I've had before, but admittedly haven't had them in a long time, because at least two of them I hadn't had since I've visited Jamaica, which has been years now, so it was very nostalgic to see this video, and really brought a smile to my face, honestly, and kind of warmed the spirit. It was just like, oh wow, that grew in my grandfather's yard. It was very, very cool to see that, and to see, a person who clearly seems to be, younger than I, look like maybe a younger millennial who did the video, for them appreciating it, and it just brought back a lot of great memories. But there's always that one person who has to bring the whole thing down, and just make it so they have to make everything. That's why I said everything is not a woke moment. You know what I'm saying? Some people just want to enjoy the moment. You don't have to turn it into how the colonizers stole from us, and all this stuff. And that's pretty much where that comment was going. Talking about, it was stolen from another country. First of all, this is the thing that goes on. People travel from different places. They bring their things from their home to other places. People have stolen. It could be the colonizers, whatever it is you want to say. Columbus, whatever. It doesn't matter who the evil doer of the day is, right? Take the post for what it was. The post was not to demonize anyone. The post was actually very nostalgic for a lot of people. The post was actually to show and share with folks the taste, the textures of these exotic fruits. That's what the post was supposed to be. The post was by a foodie individual who is known for doing this. So I just don't understand why it always has to go to the stolen land and this. Listen, you are absolutely correct. But in this moment, let's appreciate that this young person, and when I say young, I know that they are significantly younger than I, probably maybe 15, 20 years younger than me. So the fact that they are appreciating something that you could tell is very new for them, but they decided to do this video because they are a foodie. And they decided to do this video to basically challenge their taste buds. And I was very happy to see that, and then you had a lot of people in the comments that were reminiscing on how they missed their home country and how, it's time to, book another flight to see the grandparents in Guyana and, all these different things. It was so beautiful to have somebody come into the middle of it with these this type of commentary. And I've said it before on, my podcast, and I'm going to keep on saying it. If you don't have anything good to say, just don't say it. Just because you have the mouth to say it does not mean that you have to comment. People just think, well, you put it out there, so I'm going to comment. You don't have to comment. Just take it for what it was. Because when you do that, it loses the teaching moment in it. Because your comment was not even a teaching type of comment. Oh yeah, these actually originate in such and such or whatever. You could have left it at that. If you wanted people to learn more about XYZ thing or to tell how it was stolen from one area to another, you could tell people, hey, this stuff came from blah, blah, blah. There's a great movie, if you can Google it or you can find it on YouTube, that talks about how it didn't even come from that place. It didn't even come from that place. It just came from such a negative space. So yes, I am highlighting my commentary on this because I really want people, anyone who's listening to this, if you are one of these folks that's overly woke, and when I say overly woke, meaning that people can't even enjoy life around you because you have to find the wokeness in everything. You have to find the demon and the devil that stole it in everything. There's another way to educate people without being the local jackass. You know what I'm saying? There is a way to educate people without having to be that way. If you want to educate people, go on your own social media and post in your stories. Go on your own social media and say, hey, this fruit, that fruit, let me tell you where it comes from. There's a great movie on. Go say that somewhere else on your page if you want to teach people. You know what I mean? Because to get that one comment in the middle of all these beautiful comments, and the thing is, what's wild is that there were people from so many different countries talking about how they have experienced these different foods. And this person did this series on fruit. There were people on there from Jamaica. There were people on there from Ghana. There were people on there from, oh my goodness, so many places, Panama. There were people on there from Trinidad. There were people on there from U.S. Virgin Islands. I'm looking through all the comments and it was just beautiful. And then people were saying, oh, what do you call it in your country? Oh, we don't call it that there. We call it this. Like, wow. And you learn something. We were literally teaching each other in the comments. And then you have this one negative Nelly. Don't be the negative Nelly. Don't be so overly woke that you can't even enjoy your life. There is still life to enjoy out there. You don't have to be angry every day. And I know some people are going to come back and say, oh, just because I'm woke doesn't mean I'm angry. This person I'm not even going to say the hashtags that they put in there, but the hashtags were it was beyond aggressive. The hashtags were offensive about how these things were stolen. They were offensive. And maybe their comment will get stripped either from the original, person who has the account, or maybe the IG, the Instagram gods will catch them. I don't know, because they were very offensive. And even other people were like, okay, moving right along. Anyway, don't be that person. You can teach, you can quote unquote be woke, teach, and give people all of the information that you want to. And there is a way to do it where people will accept it. Because honestly, when you come from that space, a lot of people will ignore you, even though you may be telling the truth, because it's not like you're lying. The person wasn't lying. They were absolutely right. But there is a way to teach people if you want them to listen. And that's just not the way to do it. It disrupted people, and it unearthed a moment where people were like, wow, I remember this. I remember that. It made me think of my grandfather, because a couple of the fruits that the person was showcasing, my grandparents used to grow it on their property. And we could literally walk out of the house and, go down by the gate and pick them. So that was an amazing memory that I haven't thought about in a long time. So don't be that person that just ruins everything. You can teach, you can be woke, you can bring the facts and not be an idiot about it. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense to people. And if you're one of those folks that's constantly doing this, you really can catch more flies with honey. You really can. I love watching people bringing facts to the page, bringing facts to, whatever. There's a great page that I follow, Black History Unlocked. Let me tell you, that page is not for the faint of heart on Instagram. You got to be ready. But they come from such an educational point of view, and they give you links to where you can find more information. It's amazing. Whoever does that work and that research to get those old videos and clips and pictures, I don't know who runs the account, but they must be like part historians or something, because they have so much of a wealth of information. And a lot of it is hard to gather, because it's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about. But the way that they present it, it is digestible. It is like, oh, wow, I did not know this. And it makes you want to learn. And you often do have quite a few white people who come to the page, and people that are outside of the African diaspora. I think it's an easier way to say it. But especially white people will come to the page and be like, oh my gosh, I did not know. I had no idea that this was I knew about this, but I certainly didn't know about that. That's what you want. A lot of people need to be educated, but it's the way you come at them. There's a time to be yelling, and there's a time to be giving people information in a certain type of way. So I'm all for the wokeness. I'm all for the learning. I'm all for the giving people the facts. But again, don't ruin something for someone because you have to push your fact down their throat. There is a way to do it. And I'm telling you, I love a good fact. I love a good documentary that gets down to the heart of the matter of what really went down. And I love that stuff. Send me anything you got. I love it. But the way that we are trying to, that individual went out of their way to ruin a moment. And they really did for a lot of people in that post. It's just not going to win you anything. If anything, it'll keep getting you banned. And if you keep getting banned, the message that you want to get out is going to diminish more and more. Because why do you want to keep getting banned from everywhere? Then people are not going to see you. And that's really not the point. You want them to hear what you have to say. So set up your page to teach people. I promise you, you'll get a whole lot of followers, but not the way that you do it that way. So anyway, that's my little soapbox rant. Okay, I'm off my soapbox now. But anyhow, it was a great post. I hope that the post stays up. I love to support creators, especially when they're embarking on something new. And it was really cool how this individual shared them trying these fruits for the first time with the camera on. And they were like, wow. And the way their face changed, where it was like, whoa, that's not what I was expecting. That sort of taste. I loved it. I thought it was very well done. And it was creative, and I think that I hope that they do more videos like that, because I think a lot of people don't try certain things just because of the way that they look. There's certain fruit like, ooh, I wouldn't try that. Ooh, I wouldn't. But the fact that they did that, there were so many people in the comments like, oh, that's what it tastes like. Ooh, I didn't think it doesn't look appealing, but I think I might try it. That's what you want. You want to foster education that way. Because I'm sure many people in those comments are probably going to go by their local markets or farmers markets or whatever it is, their local, Asian markets or African markets, whatever it is, West Indian markets, and they're going to look for those fruit. And they're going to enjoy it. And that's what this is about. It's about education. It's about sharing knowledge. But when you share it and you're screaming in my face, it's just not going to fly at all. All right, y'all. Like, share, subscribe to this podcast. If you want to connect with me over on Instagram at Onyx Queen Media. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, you guys. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. start saving right now.